What's up, y'all? And happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. I am sitting outside. We outside today. The garden is directly behind me, and I'm going to give you guys some close-up shots, and I'm going to do some talking about the garden as well. Today's garden talk is going to be really focused on Juneteenth. Happy Freedom Day, y'all. So basically, Juneteenth is a federal holiday now, and it has been since 2021. But let's talk about the date. June 19th, 1865. That's when the last slaves were freed out of Galveston, Texas. Go do your research, and there's a lot of information, a lot of videos about Juneteenth and stuff like that. Okay, so June 19th, 1865. Y'all, it's a lot to be said about the holiday, but this is like our 4th of July. This is our Independence Day. It's Freedom Day. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah. Check my Facebook. I just shared like a video that sums everything up. From the greatest historian to ever do it. Look on my Facebook page. So yeah, Juneteenth. What does it mean to me? It means a lot to me, and I'm doing this video for my kids because I want my kids to know that Juneteenth is a very significant holiday because it's when the last people was freed. I be having questions too, because like I be thinking, so the people in Mississippi was freed before the people in Texas? So I thought we was behind on a lot of stuff, but apparently we are not as behind. Because think about it. If they was the last people, I don't know. Am I making any sense here? Like basically they was the last people to get freed. They was still out there working them fields. They was still doing their thing, still working the land, still, I know y'all hear them cars and everything, whatever it is. I'm not far from the highway. Yeah, y'all. So leave it in the comments below. Let's talk about it today, y'all. This is a great day to be alive. What a great day to be alive. Happy Juneteenth. Woo, woo. Freedom Day. Yeah, y'all. So imagine like your people in Galveston. Like if you got people, shout out to everybody who live in Galveston. Like for real. Shout out to the people in Galveston. That's some really rich history right there. So basically, the people out there were not freed yet. They say everything is bigger in Texas, so, and I done been out to Texas, y'all, and everything is bigger in Texas. It's like, so they had a lot of land and a lot of plantations out there, apparently, and they was out there doing their thing, minding their business, still living their best life out there with them big ranches and all that land, y'all. And so they didn't want to let that go. If you really think about it, 2 whole years had passed since, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Put it like this. 1863. 1863. That's when everything was, so it's been signed and everything. But the folks in Galveston, they got free like 2 years after that. That's how I understand it. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. Oh, none. Just bringing you real garden, good food, and entertainment. Y'all got recipes coming. Waiting on them okra to come in. I'll have recipes coming for the greens too. But I gave my biggest harvest away, y'all, because I've been eating a lot of greens, and I really just wanted to give those away, and they are really, really good, like really good crops, really good crops. So the next big harvest is gonna be for me, because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try that. I want to try that gumbo collard green recipe. I'm gonna put my own spin on it, but I'm gonna try it with like one kind of meat. I don't need all that meat. So yeah. Juneteenth, y'all. So imagine that it's Freedom Day, y'all. Everybody was freed after that. So what was going on before that, though? This is Garden Talk. This is me being me. Y'all, I just love to talk to my subscribers about stuff. And if you are new to my channel, y'all, please hit that subscribe button. Like, share, comment, rate, and subscribe, y'all. Y'all have joined the Sasha Fierce TV community at a great time, because I am like so happy and so at peace, and always trying to be intentional with my words and my mood. Yes. All right. Shout out to my ancestors, because I know that I come from a long line of farmers. This is some of the history that I do know, and I'm proud of that history. My grandmother is she's one heck of a farmer, grower, green thumber, whatever you name it. She can grow anything. Yeah, so shout out to my grandma for teaching me the ways. She got it from somewhere, which would be my great grandmother, and they, from what I am told, they grew a lot of crops: sweet potatoes, okra, tomatoes, peas, all of that. And they could have had their own market. They fed the community. Just a little bit of my history. You know, my great grandmother was a mother of 16. That's a little bit for me, and I wish I knew more, and I want to know more. And I'm gonna be trying to find my roots, you know. And I'm trying to go see Henry Louis Gates Jr. so he can show me, so he can find my roots. I want to know all the whole story. I know only so much, because like my grandma, who is still living, her mother died when she was 18. So, you know, yeah. I never got to meet my great grandmother. So if you got to meet your great grandmother, what a blessing. What a blessing. But I love my grandmother. She showed me how to work the land. She showed me how to garden. Even when I was a little kid, I didn't realize it then, but she was showing me how to garden. Yes, it's passed down. It's in me. It's not something that I necessarily chose as a, put it like this. It's something that is just already in you. You really can't I can't put my finger on it. When it comes down to it, it's just something that's automatically in me. Even when I failed at it, I just kept going and kept learning and kept asking my grandma questions and going back to what she would do. You know, she would leave, that would be her safe space. She would garden. Her garden would be her safe space, her quiet space. And she would not let us play in her garden. My kids know not to play in my garden because you don't work that hard and raise stuff up for it to die, for somebody to step on it, for somebody to, it's tedious work. Gardening is not necessarily easy work. It's therapeutic, but you have to use your fingers. You have to use your mind to plan out things. You have to use your body to till the land. You really, it's really a labor of love, gardening. But it's not something that you, when people say they don't have a green thumb, it's really that you have to have patience, and you have to want to it's just gotta, you know, you just gotta be able to fail and accept failure, you know. Let's take a look at the garden. All right, y'all, this is my garden. I have been doing some work out here, so it's a little a little messy, to say the least, and I still have a lot more to do. I have to come out here and I have to chop this up. I gotta chop it up, literally. I have to get out here and I have to chop these stems and stuff. You see those stems on the ground? That's gonna get chopped into the dirt, and I'm gonna turn it over, and it's gonna be natural compost and fertilizer, all in the same thing, because I don't have anywhere to put well, I do have somewhere to put a compost bin, but I'm gonna do the natural compost, like it's composting as it goes, if that makes any sense. These are stems that came off of the collard greens. Check out these plants, y'all. You see where it looked like it had been towed off or something like that? That's all that is, y'all. Is where I've been eating. I've been harvesting, eating very well off these plants. Let's piggyback off the last video. And I talked about greens being a survival crop. Y'all, if you want to plant anything, plant some greens and start it off. The greens are such beautiful plants. Such beautiful plants. And they get so big. I swear, y'all, they get so big. So I had a really big harvest last week, and you can see here where there are no leaves on there. That's why I've been picking greens. And this plant is still alive. It's healthy. That's why my greens are so big, because I keep them picked and I eat off of them and I harvest off of them, and I survive off of them. And these plants have really shown me that strength and resilience. And yeah, these are Georgia collards, Georgia southern collard greens. I ordered these seeds off eBay, and I just planted them when I did my whole panic planting thing. I did a video on that too. Let's take a look at this beautiful flower. Look at my shovel back there, because I had dug a couple holes this morning and transplanted some okra. We'll talk about that on another video. But yeah, back to Juneteenth. Imagine doing this sort of work on a big scale, like hundreds and hundreds and thousands of acres. Imagine having to work all of that land. Women, children, men, working land, making stuff grow, growing the food, growing the cotton, growing the okra, growing everything needed to survive in the South. Oh wow, what a life that had to be, you know what I'm saying? And Juneteenth is real. Like, happy Juneteenth. Because if it wasn't for that slavery, you know, who's to say that if Texas could have made some sort of deal and not had to be a part of all of that? And who's to say they would have just kept their plantations and everything? And then what? Then it would have still been going on. Whoo, child. All right, y'all. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so look at this. This is a collard green leaf that I picked, and I threw it back in the garden. Gave it back to the land. You know, I didn't throw it in the garbage. I didn't throw it in a container. I didn't throw it anywhere except back to the land. And the land is, look, taking it. I mean, it's organic. It's gonna go back into, you know, the land and provide nutrients back into these greens. As you can see, they're growing back. I picked them, y'all. I picked as many as I could because I wanted to give the okra a chance to get some of that energy from this soil. And those big leaves was just really just taking up a lot of energy. So yeah, I pick. And still got a couple that I have to give away. So yeah, y'all, a lot is going on in the garden. I gotta go out here. I gotta come out here and do some weeding. But yeah, Juneteenth. So, like I was saying, y'all, imagine doing that type of work on so many acres of land against your will. Against your will. June 19th, 1865. I'm going to make sure my kids know about it because it's for real. Let's take a look at my cup. My cup is still in great shape. Shout out to OSHA for doing this cup for me. I love my cup. Yeah, but that's Juneteenth, y'all. You know, it's Freedom Day. And I've been enjoying my day off. I just been chilling, doing what I want to do today. I didn't have to go to work today, so, you know, I just kind of did some things around the house. Yep, did a few things. Still got a couple things to do, but I'm just taking my time with it because it's Freedom Day. I can do what I want at my own pace, you know. It's crazy. Juneteenth. 4th of July coming up. Independence Day is coming up. But the fact of the matter is, this is our Independence Day, Juneteenth, okay? The 4th of July, I'm going to turn up for the 4th too. Don't play with it. I'm still going to turn up for the 4th of July too. But, yeah, I'm turning up for Juneteenth too. But I'm just in a chill sort of mindset. I'm grateful today. I'm happy today. You know, I'm at peace. You know, the food is, I'm growing so much food in this one little spot. You know, and I really got to get me a scale so I can start keeping up with like the pounds of food that I'm growing. I want to start doing that. In my garden, y'all, I have okra. Right now, okra, collard greens, peppers, and flowers, and cucumbers. That's what I got going so far. Keeping it simple, just trying to harvest, trying to get me some fresh, good cucumbers this year, trying to get me some fresh, good okra this year. My grandma got tomatoes coming, so I'm going to have some of that from her, and I hope I can just find some good tomatoes because I just really don't want to grow. I just didn't want to grow tomatoes this year. So, yeah. Yep, but imagine having to do that against your will. That's crazy. Because work goes into it. But happy Freedom Day. That's all I'm going to talk about. On my last video about Juneteenth, I talked about greens being a survival crop. That's pretty much it, y'all. If you're going to plant anything, please plant you some collard green seeds or your favorite greens. If you like greens, I recommend that you grow some sort of greens because you can do a lot with greens. You can stuff them. You can make soup with them. You can saute them for breakfast. You can eat them raw. You can make juice out of them. You can make pesto out of them. There's a lot you can do with greens and stuff like that. So Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Happy Juneteenth.